gonna do a little interview this evening. I'd like to introduce Shetzi Powers from the Stark County Humane Society. This is Shetzi.
Hi.
So, Shetzi, please just share a little bit about your position.
I am the office manager for the Humane Society. It's mainly taking phone calls, inputting animal cruelty investigations, if there's an animal being neglected, left outside for numerous hours without food, water, shelter, anything abuse cases, we get them inputted for our investigators to go out. We also have incoming and adoptions coming into our facility. So it's a constant rotation of animals.
Absolutely. So, with that being said, does the Humane Society have just a general mission or something that you can the Humane Society just can tell us like in 1 or 2 sentences that kind of encapsulates all of that?
The Humane Society, we speak for those who cannot speak for themselves. So in that instances, animal cruelty, neglect, abuse, abandonment, as long as we are notified, we can send out our investigators and hopefully help the animals before it gets too late.
Okay. Any other services that you'd like to tell us about? I know that when you and I were communicating via email, so you also offer is it Readers for the Rescue program?
We do. For the children that are in school, it's a nice way to get them in, especially if they're first learning how to read. They're too young yet to take an animal outside. We have a Readers to the Rescue program where they can come in, they can grab their favorite book, comic, picture book, whatever it may be, sit with the animals just to give them that one-on-one. Not so much out of the cage, but they can sit next to the cage and read to them and just give them that interaction.
Okay.
And then it counts towards any volunteer program or volunteering hours that they need for school.
Awesome. And then also you had mentioned how you work with the nursing homes as well. Tell us a little bit about that.
We do have a companion nursing home. We work with nursing home volunteers. They would actually come in, sign our liability waiver. They would let us know if they need a puppy or a kitten or whatever we have available at that moment. And then we'll make sure it's nice and clean, nails are trimmed, and then the volunteer can come pick it up from our shelter and then take it out for the residents to spend some one-on-one time with them, and then they bring the animal back.
Nice. And then lastly, I didn't realize that the Humane Society worked with the Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts. So tell us a little bit about that involvement with those two groups.
A lot of the Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts, they have badges that they have to work for. So like the animal badges, the community badges, they can come out, they can clean up our yard. We have plenty of acreage for them to earn. For animal wellness care, they can come in, groom the animals, bathe them as far as like healthy animals go. We also work with I guess we would say, aging out of Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts when they have their service projects that they have to do before they're able to move on out of the program. We've had a couple Boy Scouts, Eagle Scout projects done at the shelter where they've done like an agility course or a ramp for the animals to learn how to go up the steps and then down the ramps. We also had like a little pavilion type thing in one of our play areas for if it's too sunny, just something shaded so they can sit and the volunteers can sit under while the dogs run and play.
Okay. A lot of things going on at the Humane Society that I didn't know about. So can you provide us with a few tips on how to handle stray and wild animals in the neighborhoods? Or maybe some resources if you don't know?
And mainly the wild animals, you definitely want to contact your wildlife officer.
Okay,
Or, if there's an injured wildlife, you wanna contact like Sanders Wildlife or Quail Hollow, see if they would be able to get you in contact with another rescue that deals specifically with wildlife rehabilitation.
okay,
I know deer, we get quite a few calls for injured deer. Unfortunately, there's no rescue that I'm aware of, because every time we get called, unfortunately, nature has to take its course for the deer.
okay,
But we do have wildlife officers, we have nuisance trappers that would come out and remove. There's also a wildlife remover here in Stark County area that will come and remove the wild animals.
okay,
As far as like the feral cats, the stray cats, there are different versions of them. So feral cats are mostly ones that will not come to you. They will run, they will hiss, they will not want anything to do with you. Community cats is where they'll come up to you, they'll want attention, they want fed, but they will not do well in a home or a sheltered environment.
okay,
And then we have our stray companion animals that it could have been someone socialized over the years. Could be someone that just moved and kicked their cat out for some apparent reason and left it to fend for himself. We have the stray companion animals that we take in, that we can make sure they're vetted, microchipped, and that they're spayed and neutered. That way they're not reproducing unwanted litters.
okay. Now, I follow the Humane Society on Facebook, so I want to invite everyone to maybe look them up on Facebook and follow them as well. And I'm thinking that you guys are the organization that I see have all the kittens and to come and adopt them. They're so cute. They all have names. So are some of those animals, like the cats and the dogs, are some of those animals like rescue or, coming from some of the different situations that you just described?
Absolutely.
Okay,
We have animals coming in from strays to sick and injured companion animals that someone was able to confine. That way we could pick up and seek medical attention immediately for them. We get them back to health, we make sure that they are vetted, and then they placed up for adoption. We also get them from abandonments where families had to vacate their home or just left them in the home to fend for themselves. We get them that way, as well as strays. Owner guardian surrenders for one way or another. They lost their job or they picked up hours, they have to move for their job or move for their family. So we do get those in as we have space available to bring them in.
so those individuals would just basically call the Humane Society and then you guys would make arrangements if someone knows that, they're just not gonna be able to take care of their
We
animals.
do have daily cages, so as we have cages available, we are more than welcome and more than happy to have the animals brought in. Right now, most shelters are experiencing overcapacity for one reason or another. So our cages are really hard to come by. We do not euthanize for time up, nor do we euthanize for space.
Okay,
So they stay until they find homes.
now, we know that this is a county-wide neighborhood program. Our key cities are Alliance, Canton, and Massillon, and any of the surrounding areas. Are there any other locations for Stark County Humane Society?
No, sir.
Okay.
We are located at 5100 Peach Street in Louisville. We do cover all of Stark County. So our investigators are pretty busy throughout the week. We're on call 365 days a year for sick, injured companion animals. So our investigators are pretty busy.
I can imagine. Now, how many staff or regular staff do you guys have at that location?
Generally, we have at least 40 animal care attendants on staff.
And are there a mix between paid and volunteer, or are they?
It's separate. We do have paid animal care attendants. All of our donations, monetary, food, we are strictly ran on donations. We are not government affiliated. we do have the Stark County name, but we do not have any funding from the Stark County government.
Okay.
So all of our operations are ran by generous donations, contributors, all the way down to our electric and gas bill, to our animal care attendants' paychecks.
Okay.
And then we also have our regular volunteers that come in when they're able to come.
Wow. Well, we would like to thank you, Shetzi, for coming out and sharing all of this information with us. So hopefully we'll continue along this line because our animals are important as well, okay? And proper care and maintenance as well. And so we wanted to try to show you how something like this can relate to our neighborhoods, because our animals are part of our families, our household animals as well. And then how to properly manage those that are running around, outside of our homes.